So guys, Bitcoin's trading sideways, Ethereum's trading sideways, altcoins are starting to see a pullback right now, and everyone's wondering when altcoins are going to start ripping. Is Bitcoin about to start pumping? Is Bitcoin dominance about to start flipping, which is going to cause altcoins to get squeezed and get wrecked? Overall, I want to talk about everything that's going on in the markets and what you need to know if you're invested in altcoins. Overall though, if you're new to my channel, go to check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey since 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on specific indicators and charts around Bitcoin and altcoins, so you guys can have an understanding of what's going on and how to navigate so that you don't get scared whenever your coins are dipping significantly, and you just understand the rotations that are happening. Overall, I've been documenting my journey, keeping you guys updated on specific things you need to know, as well as altcoins you need to be investing in. Today, I want to talk about specific indicators around Bitcoin dominance and how it could have an effect on altcoins and what you need to know just so you're prepared for what's going to happen. Let's jump into it. So guys, as I said, Bitcoin is trading sideways for the weekly chart. As you can see, total 2 chart, altcoins are seeing that pullback. As you look in my portfolio, a lot of the coins are in the red for today as well as for the 7-day. And right now, one of the big indicators that everyone's talking about is Bitcoin dominance, just because a lot of other indicators in the markets around, Tether dominance, the Ethereum and Bitcoin chart, there's a lot of different indicators that people will focus on in terms of wondering whenever we start to see liquidity shifts. Because if you're new to the channel and if you're new to crypto, guys, it goes from those larger cap coins, the liquidity, and then from there everything shifts to the mid caps and then the lower caps. So if dominance starts to shoot up for Bitcoin, all of the liquidity is going to shoot over to Bitcoin, altcoins are going to get squeezed and people are going to get a little wrecked. But if you are aware of it, you can position yourself and understand what's to come and you won't get too scared. But right now, guys, we're starting to see a pump up with Bitcoin dominance. Benjamin Cohen talked about it and pretty much charted the Bitcoin dominance marks with a few trend lines. And you got to be cautionary with trend lines, but he gives a great standpoint as to why he has these trend lines here. He says, excluding stables, Bitcoin dominance just tagged the prior wedge, and this is where you can see the trend lines, guys, with this raising wedge. As long as it stays below that, then alt/Bitcoin pairs are structurally okay. If dominance gets back into the wedge, then obviously the narrative could change. So if Bitcoin dominance starts to shoot up, guys, it's just like how I said, Bitcoin is going to start to squeeze the liquidity out of the crypto markets, which mean altcoin investors are going to want to mitigate the risk and also the losses that they have. So they're going to start selling their altcoins and start buying Bitcoin to pretty much hedge against the downward dips that we see with altcoins. And you need to be aware of these specific charts and how they have an effect on altcoins. Just because as long as you're invested in conviction plays, guys, like how I am with my crypto portfolio, I don't care whenever we see pullbacks. I take advantage of them. I buy the dips just because whenever we start to see a correction, anyone that gets squeezed out, liquidated, overall consolidates, they're gonna get really wrecked, and anyone that starts to double down on their positions is really gonna be in the green. Now, moving forward, Benjamin Cohen talked about this earlier, and I talked about this earlier on the channel about a few months ago. He says, certainly makes you wonder, with Bitcoin dominance currently sitting at 57.14, and currently right now we see it's at 56.80, so it's kind of dancing around that zone. But the reason why I'm saying this is because he had made a post on November 25th. And he said, back in November of 2020, everyone thought Bitcoin dominance had topped out. And then in December of 2020, everyone realized it had not. And we talked about this in a few other videos, guys. I'll pretty much take a picture of them right here so you guys can go check them out. I talked about previous price action with previous cycles, which we'll cover honestly in another video if we start to see this actually come into fruition. But overall, I've been talking about it. Benjamin Cohen's been talking about it, and overall everyone thought that we peaked out with that Bitcoin dominance, and then we started to see a gradual reversal. You can see it right here in the chart. Back in 2020, we see it peaked out and then it started to crash down and then it peaked out again. And this is what whenever altcoin investors kind of got I guess not shooken out, but kind of got faked out, because Bitcoin dominance reversed back up and started to squeeze altcoins. And that's what Benjamin Cohen is pointing at. And this is where you got to keep your mind in the space of what can happen possibly. I know everyone wants our altcoins to just rip up very significantly, but you know, right now, November 2024, everyone thinks Bitcoin dominance has topped. December 2024, now we're really in determinants of, is it going to be, you know, dominant shooting up? Is it going to be altcoin shooting up? What exactly is going to be happening? Based on my predictions, guys, on what's going on, I think Bitcoin dominance is going to be shooting up, and I think altcoins are going to get squeezed. Now, why? Look, there's a great chart by CryptoCon talking about the true strength index phases, and it says some people would argue that we're much closer to a Bitcoin top than you think. I would say we are further away, like the true strength index and many other data pieces show. We're still at all-time levels despite being over them in price. Think December 2012, 2016, and 2020. I'm gonna put 3 arrows to those specific zones, guys. And the reason why is because these are the gradual zones before we started to see a huge rip for Bitcoin. We started to see a gradual side price action and then huge rips. And that's currently where we're at in December of 2024. He goes on to say normal cycle timing remains on track, which suggests a top in late 2025, which I have been talking about, guys. That's when I plan on selling my altcoins next year, maybe in Q1, Q2. Everyone's thinking it, so no one is. We are just beginning phase 4 of the TSI phases. These lead into the first cycle top and have lasted until April and June. Data seems to tell us that we are about to be pleasantly surprised this cycle. And guys, whenever Bitcoin starts to rip up significantly, which more likely is already going to start taking place based off of the previous price action that we've seen in multiple other cycles, Bitcoin dominance is going to start to shoot up because the liquidity around Bitcoin is going to start to go crazy. People are going to start to get really scared, going to start to liquidate some of their altcoins, maybe cut 20% to mitigate, you know, the downside, and then from there funnel them into Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the top assets. And you know, this is where you really have to determine what you're doing. Me, honestly, guys, I'm not really jumping into trying to capitulate my bags, buy and sell all these dips that are taking place, which I'm gonna jump into at the end of everything of this video. Overall, Elio Trade says right now we're at 96k Bitcoin. This was a great post that I wanted to bring to you guys because at the end of the day, with all the fluff and all the crazy information going through the roof, you need to understand, you know, what's going on in the crypto markets. It says we're at 96k Bitcoin. This is not a dip. This is not a shakeout. This is just a normal damn day in crypto. If you're tempted to sell here, in my opinion, just do it now because you will 100% sell at the real lows of the real dip. Pretend like you've been here before, please. And he even says it, guys, because you will 100% sell at the real lows of the real dip. The real dip is going to come, guys. It's gonna come. And right now we are seeing, you know, altcoins take a hit, but it's honestly not as much as we have seen in previous, you know, marks in this cycle. We've seen points where our coins are down 60% in a matter of a week. And it gets really, really crazy. And this is where, you know, one of my, you know, coworkers came to me, and he knows I'm in significant profit. He keeps up with my YouTube videos. I think he does. And he pretty much asked me questions, you know, why aren't you selling? Why aren't you, you know, taking profit on these specific projects? And I kind of got him invested. He made some great profits. He could have made way more profits if he would have held, but that's kind of my point of view right now. I'm invested in these projects: Condux, Hash AI, Destra, Gala, Pepe. Blockchain Bets is garbage. Do not touch that coin. Brett and Palm AI. All of the other coins, guys, that I've discussed other than BCB, do not look at that coin. That coin is garbage. I'm a conviction holder in all these plays. I have done my research around them. They have strong communities. They have strong marketing. They are actually bringing great tokenomics as well as utility to the space. And this is what I'm all about. Going into projects that are undervalued before everyone starts to funnel into them. And that's currently what I'm doing. I'm not going to start to sell some of these bags just because I'm in profits and want to be able to, you know, double down and make as much money as I can. I had that perspective in multiple videos on this YouTube channel. That's why I implore you to go check out the rest of my content, see how I've developed over this time, and also just see how, you know, the whole crypto bull cycle panned out. I record day-to-day videos so you guys can see the actual change in the markets and what you need to know. But right now, with altcoins pumping up and now having a deviation, you know, some of my coins I'm still up, you know, 200, 300%. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to try to take a profit right here and try to time the market. Maybe even if we start to see a huge dip. Now, would it be super profitable? Yes, it would. But what if I get it wrong? What if I get it wrong and then everything starts to rip up and then I sideline myself just because I wanted to make some extra profit? Do not do that, guys. We talked about yesterday's mistakes. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, I talked about top 10 mistakes altcoin investors make and why everyone loses money in crypto. And that's one of the main things. Getting out of your conviction plays and trying to play every damn thing. You should not try to do that. Understand where your conviction is. Understand who you are, how you want to play the market, and don't let the market squeeze you out. But guys, that is currently what's going on in the markets. Bitcoin dominance is starting to see reversal. Altcoins are getting squeezed right now, and altcoin investors are really wondering what they should be doing and what's going on. I'm gonna run through everything that we just discussed and then give you my perspective on what I'm doing and what I think you should be doing, because I don't want to make this too long. Overall, Bitcoin is trading at 97,000 right now. Total 2 chart is starting to see a slight retracement. Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 56%, but we are starting to see a gradual pump back up. Benjamin Cohen talked about it with the trend lines that he put pretty much with this prior wedge, and as long as it stays below that, then the alt/Bitcoin pairs are structurally okay. But if dominance gets back into that wedge, then obviously the narrative could change, guys, because it's gonna be breaking out and creating, that Bitcoin dominance and ripping back up. And if that's the case, we talked about how liquidity shifts, guys. If Bitcoin starts to shoot up, altcoins are gonna get squeezed and liquidity is gonna go out of altcoins. Benjamin Cohen made a great post talking about how in November of 2020, everyone thought Bitcoin dominance had topped, and then in December of 2020, everyone realized it had not. In November 2024, everyone thinks Bitcoin dominance has topped out. In December of 2024, everyone might be surprised, and altcoins might take a huge hit, guys, and you need to be aware of it. CryptoCon shows the price action around Bitcoin and how we're on track to see crazy moves for Bitcoin. This is why I think Bitcoin dominance is going to be shooting up in the coming weeks, but only time will tell, guys. Right now, Leo Trades talks about how, at the end of the day, it's just another day in the market. It's 96K Bitcoin. This is not a dip. It's not a shakeout. This is just a normal damn day in crypto. But he does say, if you're tempted to sell, just sell here, because you will 100% sell at the real lows of the real dip, because a real dip is coming, guys, and I hope you are aware of it. We looked at my altcoins. They're down, somewhat significantly. I'm still up very, very much. If we click into conducts, one of my main conviction plays, I'm still up, for the 30-day over 160%, which is awesome. I'm honestly up way more. This coin was sitting at around 3 cents about like a few days, like a week ago, which was really crazy. But right now, everyone's wondering, am I going to be selling my coins? Am I going to be trying to take profit because we might be seeing a dip? No, guys. No, I'm not. And you shouldn't be either. You should be investing in projects that are going to freaking explode. And whenever they start to, take those dips, because everyone that is in the projects that isn't a conviction holder starts to get scared. They're like, oh my God, my altcoins are going to zero. I need to sell. I need to sell. And whenever they're selling, people like you and people like me are coming in and we're buying those coins at a discount, because once that Bitcoin dominance starts to top out, which more than likely, if it starts to reverse, it's going to get back into those 60% regions, guys. Once it tops out, it's going to reverse, and then everything is going to shift back from Bitcoin into altcoins. And anyone that is already allocated is going to see massive gains. So overall, guys, that is currently what's going on in the markets. That's currently what I think you should be doing. I do not think you should be trying to sell. I think you should just be keeping up with the specific indicators I'm talking about, price action, sentiment on what's going on in the markets, and just have an understanding of how you want to position yourself. I'm not selling the dips. I'm in crazy profit right now, but I still understand that there is still more to this crypto bull cycle. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on everything you guys need to know and how I'm navigating it. Overall, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. Intermediate trader, documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on specific indicators and charts around Bitcoin, altcoins, and the sentiment in the markets. That way you guys can navigate the space, understand what is coming, and feel more confident about your investments in the things that you're doing. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is really starting to show a slight reversal, which has altcoin investors scared, just wondering what's going to happen. And if you aren't aware of these indicators and it just happens, you think that it's the end and you just sell your coin. So being aware, guys, is very, very I always tell everyone, being aware is worth more than being knowledgeable. So get more aware, guys. Have an understanding of these things. Follow me, follow my content. Drop me comments, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of my content, as well as my perspective on what's going on. What do you think is going to be happening with altcoins? And if you have any questions, drop them down below as well. Overall, we're getting close to monetizing this YouTube channel. Super, super close. I really appreciate all the support. I'm going to keep dropping daily content every day to keep you guys updated on the market, show you guys how I'm winning, how I'm losing, how you guys can improve your trading strategies, and overall navigate the space better. Overall, guys, altcoins are gonna more than likely might see a dip, but position yourself, diamond hand, and get ready for the squeeze. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.